C57 News at 6. Political upheaval in New Buffalo. Why an incoming city council member believes the outgoing administration is trying to pull a fast one.
Plus, the sewer wars continue in Elkhart. Why there's controversy over a meeting designed to fix the problem.
And the South Bend Silverhawks want to help send some World War II vets to Washington, D.C. How you can help the Cove raise money for an honor flight.
And right now, a great evening shaping up across the area. I'm ABC 57 Chief Meteorologist Jamie Martin. It looks like a bit of a cool down before the big warm up by the weekend. We'll have all the numbers with your 10-day forecast coming up. ABC 57 News at 6 starts now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 6.
City of New Buffalo is known for its beautiful lakeshore and summer tourism.
Summertime is the time to be here. Thousands of people at the beach.
Political hotbed?
I have some serious issues with the way things have been ran.
Tonight there appears to be a battle brewing within New Buffalo's government, and now many business owners and residents say enough is enough. Good evening, I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Kim Chappell. All new today at 6. ABC 57's Judy Lykowski joins us live from the commercial district on Whitaker Street. And Judy, I understand the voters spoke loud and clear about this at an election last month.
Well, Kim, they did. You're right. And they elected a new city council member and in turn ousted the current city mayor. And this Saturday, the council will hold an internal special election to replace another council member. This time, the person resigned, and the current council will pick the replacement. Now, business owners and residents that I spoke with about the move aren't very happy.
New Buffalo is all about summertime. There's lines out the door. There's thousands of people at the beach. This is a place to be.
But Dean Carlson admits it's tough to keep Nancy's at the lake open year-round.
The margins are thin, and it's tough for us.
He feels the city's leadership has a lot to do with it. So he voted with the majority to oust the current city mayor and elect Pete Weber to fill his council seat.
I won the vote against the sitting mayor of the city of New Buffalo. I won by a decent margin, and the people spoke and they want change.
Weber won't assume his position until next Tuesday's council meeting. But this Saturday, the current council will appoint another person to the 5-member council, filling a seat for someone who recently resigned. And that's not going over well with some business owners, residents, and Weber.
Saturdays are when we need to be here working and supervising employees.
I think that it's absurd to think that a person who was voted out should be able to pick the people that are coming into office. I'm spending the next 3 years doing this, and I think I should have a say. I think I should be able to have a yes or no vote on every person that's coming in.
New Buffalo resident Mike Messinger agrees. He even tried to stop the meeting from happening Saturday.
And I actually sent a letter to the city manager requesting to cancel this meeting on Saturday.
We also reached out to the city manager today. He did not want to go on camera, but tells us Saturday's special council meeting was scheduled long before the public election between the current mayor and Pete Weber. Now, the mayor of New Buffalo and also the mayor pro tem are not full-time positions. We did attempt to contact both of those folks. However, we did not get a return phone call back for comment. Reporting live in New Buffalo, Judy Lykowski, ABC 57 News.
From a new battle to one that is ongoing here tonight, the mayor of Elkhart and the state of Indiana are butting heads in the ongoing sewer debate. Mayor Dick Moore held the first meeting of his assigned sewer task force today, but he went against the state's open door law and made the meeting private. ABC 57's Jillian Mahan joins us live in Elkhart. And Jillian, you talked with the state and the mayor. Did the mayor knowingly break the law?
Well, Mayor Moore argues that his attorneys say that this meeting was not violating the Indiana state law, open door law. Now, Moore says that this task force is not a governing body and therefore does not have to follow the open door law. His reasons for keeping the meeting private are to give the group of 16 people meeting time free from distractions. However, Indiana's public access counselor has ruled a formal opinion that the task force is an extension of the mayor's office and therefore must be open to the public. Although the public access counselor has no official enforcement, there are potential consequences for holding this meeting against state recommendations.
Any decision that is made, if a person files a formal complaint, any decision made by that entity can be reversed in the court of law.
Now, Mayor Moore says that all of the meetings from this point forward will be private and closed off to the public. He says that he and the group are both aware of the consequences of potentially having these closed meetings. However, he says he's confident that the group is also confident they can reach a formal decision that will satisfy both sides of this argument. Reporting live from Elkhart, Jillian Mangan, ABC 57 News.
Another fight is brewing in Elkhart County tonight, this time over zoning. ABC 57's Jason Aubrey joins us live from Brittany Trail. So Jason, why are residents out there so upset?
Well, Kim, I'll tell you what, they do not want a commercial industrial building to be pushed into this land right here behind me. And, you know, I can't say that I blame them. To have 17 years of peace and quiet suddenly put into jeopardy would be frustrating, and all because that company wanted cheaper residential land to their east as opposed to available commercially zoned land to their immediate south. This is the lot behind Stephen Hollenberg's home. Monday, Elkhart County Commissioners could approve a plan that would allow nearby company Mooride to expand their manufacturing operation into it.
They're offering to give us 50 foot of berm, which would be an 8-foot mound of dirt with a fence on top.
Hollenberg and his neighbors say that is wholly insufficient and want the rezoning of the land from residential to industrial stopped.
We have found documents, public documents, that everybody has access to, and we have learned that there is a history in preserving the land in question and other land in this area as residential.
Tansy Nielsen blames the staff at the planning department for doing a poor job and delivers a sobering message.
I think we all need to wake up and start to recognize that Elkhart is a place where we want to live. It's not a place that we want to just work in and live outside of, and we're afraid that if we continue at the rate that we're going, Elkhart's just going to become a big industrial area and nobody's going to want to live here.
Hollenberg has lived here for 17 years, and he says if the factory was allowed to expand into the neighborhood, it would devastate his property value.
How big a loss are we looking at?
6 figures. This is the biggest investment most of us will make is in your home, and this has been a big investment for us.
Monday morning at 9 o'clock, Hollenberg and those opposed to this zoning change will have an opportunity to plead their case in front of the county commissioners at their meeting in Goshen. Reporting live from Elkhart, Jason Aubrey, ABC 57 News.
Tonight the lights are back on across Michiana. Storms knocked out power to more than 1,000 customers in St. Joseph, Berrien, and LaPorte counties this morning. Here's crews at work in South Bend. Indiana Michigan Power told us that a tree fell on several power lines, and once the storms moved through, it turned out to be a beautiful spring day. ABC 57 Chief Meteorologist Jamie Martin joins us now. And Jamie, what can we expect into tonight?
Well, Brian, it looks like the quiet conditions will continue, just a bit of a cool down compared to this morning. This morning, before the storms moved in, we're still in the mid to upper 60s, so a far cry from where we should be for overnight lows. In fact, we're going to drop back down to normal by later on tonight. Right now, beautiful afternoon. ABC 57 first warning Doppler radar not showing any showers at all. All the clouds, for the most part, are down to our south. Just a few fair weather clouds left over as we head into the evening hours. Right now, 77 degrees in Buchanan, very pleasant there. 78 degrees in Mishawaka. So if you're heading out for a walk, looks great. If you're going to be down near Culver, it looks good in Culver. 77 degrees at 7 p.m., dropping slowly down to 76 at 8 p.m. Now, it will drop a little bit quicker as we head towards sunset, down to 74 by 9 p.m. and 70 degrees by 10 p.m. and eventually into the 60s and right down to about 50 degrees for an overnight low. So getting back to normal for our lows, but our highs over the next few days are going to continue to be above normal. Could even see some people getting back to that 80-degree mark by the weekend. We'll talk more about that with your 10-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Brian.
2 Dowagiac girls who tried to run away from home now face illegal entry charges. We told you the girls disappeared Monday, and police found their backpacks nearby at a pond. Officials say the girls broke into an empty house in a county home. That's where police found them. A Cass County thief.
A Cass County thief caught in the act now faces life in prison. It only took a jury 15 minutes to find 57-year-old Anthony Cox guilty of breaking and entering. It's his 4th offense. That makes him eligible for a life sentence. An off-duty cop caught him stealing scrap metal last year. He'll be sentenced next month. State police are investigating more suspects.
Look closely at these pictures. Do you recognize this guy tonight? South Bend police, they need your help finding an armed robber. Officers say that he held up the 7-Eleven over on Logan Street on April 28th.
Well, we now know the name of the Berrien County Sheriff's detective police arrested this morning for drunk driving. Michael Danafel was arraigned on Monday. Blood tests showed he was more than twice the legal limit. A special prosecutor from Van Buren County is now handling that case.
Today is Peace Officers Memorial Day across our country. It honors federal, state, and local officers killed or disabled in the line of duty. Mishawaka Police held a special service this morning to honor their fallen brothers. This is the video we're looking at here. The chief says that it is a way to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
They gave it all for their communities that, you can't say enough. It's about the family members. I think at times it's hard for them to come back and relive this again.
10 years ago, 2 Mishawaka police officers, Tom Roberts and Brian Verkler, were shot and killed. Today, Indiana Governor Mike Pence asked flags be flown at half-staff to honor fallen officers.
A Goshen woman died in an early morning crash near Middlebury. Police say 40-year-old Eranio Ustolia was turning onto County Road 20 from State Road 13 when she was hit by another SUV. That driver is expected to be okay.
A plane crash at Purdue Airport has investigators scratching their heads here tonight. Police think that it happened in the middle of the night. The airport director reported the crash around 8 this morning. When officers arrived, the pilot was nowhere to be found. They think that the pilot missed the runway, hitting that fence.
The damage to the plane is minor. The damage to the fence is minor. There's no indication that anybody was injured. It just looks like the plane hit the fence and the pilot got out and fled on foot.
Police say the plane is registered to a San Diego company. The FAA is headed to the scene.
The South Bend Silverhawks are trying to raise money for World War II veterans. On June 6th, you can watch the movie Honor Flight at the Cove. It's dedicated to World War II veterans. Organizations across the country are trying to raise money to build a World War II memorial in Washington, D.C.
The Silverhawks are very proud to announce that through the help of good friend Derek Dieter, we're bringing in something unique to the Cove, something that hasn't been done here before, and it's really for a great cause.
That movie is just $5. The Silverhawks say they want to be known as more than just a baseball team, but also a community partner.
Work on State Road 23 starts next week, but businesses there want you to know, yes, they are still going to be open. We stopped by Parisi's restaurant today, and they told us that you'll still be able to get right there into the restaurant's parking lot. Despite the construction, they'll be ready to serve you.
The St. Joseph Welcome Center is moving to make way for some tasty new treats. 2 new shops are set to open next month. The Olive Cart will offer oils, vinegars, pastas, and breads. A second business, the Fort Miami Tasting Room, will feature wines from Baroda Founders Wine Cellar. The Welcome Center is moving just 2 blocks north to the corner of State and Pleasant.
It's video you almost have to see to believe. A Michigan man stabbed and then robbed as others just stand by and watch.
Plus, a heated battle at an Indiana fireworks company. Why an employee says she filed a discrimination lawsuit.
And helping local schools, how you can go shopping and pay it forward.
Oh, right now nice and quiet. In fact, the highs today in some locations even made it into the upper 80s. We're going to have a bit of a cool down, but we're going to be tracking your weekend forecast a little bit on the wet side with the 10-day forecast after the break.
Live coverage like no other. ABC 57 News and Live View go live anywhere, anytime.